Good morning, everyone. This is, as you can see, ray optics lecture number 5. The background has been changed to white. I don't know why I was using yellow one. The white one looks better. And we begin with what we had done in the previous class. I hope we had seen the properties of image formed by a plane mirror. We had solved some problems, and if I just take you back in the past, I have a time machine, and this time machine starts. We had seen what? We had seen that we can find out the velocity of the image with respect to the mirror from the given formulae that are there on your screen right now. Yes or no? Do we remember this? I can't see your raised hands. That's a problem, but I hope you can speak and tell me. Yes, you remember that. And then we had solved a simple question, which was question number 1. We had solved it and we had found out the velocity of image in this particular case. Yes or no? Yes. Now, just to give you a task, this is the question that I have put on the screen. The difference between this question and the question that we did in the class is very simple. In the question in the class, both the velocities were towards each other or away from each other. Here now it is at an angle. I hope that it does not make any difference to the understanding of the question or the way in which this question has to be solved. So I'll give you a minute in which you can solve this question and tell me the answer. The question is pretty obvious. I have a plane mirror which is moving with a velocity, as I can see, 2 meters per second towards the object, but the object is moving at an angle of 37 degrees with the x-axis. It's moving away from the mirror. You have to find out the velocity of the image with respect to the ground, not mirror, with respect to the ground. I hope you can give me the answer to this one. So I wait for your answers. I'll
12
give
meter
you.
per second.
Yes, beta.
12 meter per second.
12 meter per second. How did you get it? Can you tell me, beta? How did you get 12 meter per second? Answers are not important. What is more important? See, as time goes on, you will start getting the right answers. But right now, what is important and whatever is always important is the way you have done this. Tell me how you have done this. How did you get 12?
It is making 37 degree with the uh, object is at 37 degree.
Yes.
I
So
have calculated the velocity u cos it.
u cos theta. Tell me what is u cos theta. So
10 into
basically,
4 by 5.
yeah, this is 10 meter per second. So this will be u cos theta. I hope all of us understand this. U is 10. Cos of 37 is 4 by 5. Yes or no, beta?
Sir,
So this component is 10 into 4 by 5. What about the y component, beta, here? What about the y component? How much is the y component?
10 into 3 by 5.
10 into 3 by 5. So now I can write the values here. So 10 into 3 by 5 becomes 6. This is the y component. I can write it as 6j because it is directed upwards. And I always say upwards as positive. So this is 6j. Similarly, here I will get 10 into 8 by 5, 10 into 4 by 5, that will be equal to 8. And I will write it as minus 8i because it is directed towards negative x-axis. Do we all understand this? Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Then what do I need to do? Is first of all, I need to remember in which direction the velocity is going to remain same and in which direction is the velocity going to change for the image I am talking. So tell me in which direction is the velocity going to remain same for the image. Let's
Y
see.
direction.
In the y direction, that is correct. So now I know velocity ka velocity of image with respect to ground ka y component. So I just write y. इसका y component will remain constant and that will be equal to 6. I hope everyone understands this. Because this y component is parallel to the mirror, it is going to remain same for the object and the image. Now I must calculate the velocity of image ka with respect to ground ka x component, and we had already seen how do we get this. Yes or no? So can you tell me how do I get it? I wait for your answers, my dear friends. No one is going to give me the answer. That is sad. Agree?
Velocity of image with respect to mirror and the x direction
Yes.
plus velocity of mirror with respect to ground in x direction.
As I told you, my dear friends, if you don't come to the class without studying the previous day, you will not be doing justice. And as I can see, no one remembers the formula. That means no one has studied before coming to the class today, and that is sad. Very sad. That means whatever we have done in the previous class is now down the drain and it has been flushed out of your system. If we keep this habit going of flushing things out of our system, well, even on the day of exam, we will be not able to retain anything in our system, and that is definitely not what we aspire for. Sad state of affairs, very, very sad. I am really not impressed with this.
Velocity of image with respect to ground plus velocity of object with respect to ground equals to 2 into velocity of mirror with respect to ground.
Yes, yes. So now I have some ray of hope. Velocity of image with respect to ground. I am coloring it with yellow color. Velocity of image with respect to ground plus velocity of object with respect to ground is 2 times velocity of mirror with respect to ground along the x-axis. That is the formula that we had to use. And if I use this formula and put it here, what happens then, my dear friends? So I can write velocity of image with respect to ground ka x component will be 2 times velocity of mirror with respect to ground ka x component minus velocity of object with respect to ground ka x component. Am I clear of what I have written here? Can I have some raised hand that we understand this? Oh, I can't see your raised hand. That is a problem. I hope you understand this. Yes or no?
Yes,
Who
sir.
raised his hand? Just now put the values and get the answers and stay happily here ever after. So can I have the velocity of image with respect to ground ka x component? I am not going to put the values. Something you will have to do with your own tiny hands. And that is what will make you confident that you can solve the problem. Otherwise, if I try to do everything in the board, you will not understand anything. You will just copy it down from the board. So now you have your chance of putting the values and getting me the answers. I'll give you a minute for that. Yes. Anyone?
Plus 4 meter per second.
So it is plus 4 or minus 4? Plus 4 means like this, minus means like this. Plus 4 means along positive x-axis, minus 4 means along negative x-axis. Can you clarify that? Which one? Which 4? Plus x or minus x?
Plus x.
Plus x, and that is absolutely correct. So how do you do this? How do you do this? How do you do this? I mark this with pink color. Velocity of mirror with respect to ground ka x component, and as you can see I can match it with this one. it is 2 meter per second in this direction. So I can simply write it as 2 multiplied by -2. Yes or no? Do we understand this? I hope all of us understand this. 2 multiplied by -2. This -2 beta comes from this pink stuff. Look at the pink stuff. And that is -2 along this. So I written it as -2. Then I can look at the green stuff, the green hulk. Velocity of object with respect to ground. The green hulk is there. Now I can write this. So it will become minus, just write it in brackets so that I don't make a mistake of -8. And then I can multiply and divide. And I will get this as 4. Yes or no? I hope everyone is understanding this. Anyone has a problem, please raise. Anyone has a doubt, please raise. It seems that everything is good in this universe. So now I can write this velocity ka vector form. Velocity of image with respect to ground can be written as plus 4i. So why I am writing plus? There's no need of writing plus. I can simply write it as 4i plus 6g. That would be my velocity of image with respect to ground. If someone asks me what is the magnitude of this velocity, I can call it as speed. That will be under root of 4 square plus 6 square. I hope this point is getting clear in everyone's head. And I hope I have done a decent job of solving this question. Anyone has any doubt, please ask me now. This is the point that you ask your doubts. I'll give you a minute to note it down and ask any doubts that you might have. And I'm open for it. Anyone with any doubt, please come.
No doubt, sir.
No doubt, sir. Have you noted it down, sir?
Yes, sir.
I hope you represent the entire class. What about the other class, which I think has more girls than boys? Do we understand this, beta? The girls' class.
Done, sir.
Done, sir. Have you noted it down, sir? Then, sir, I will show you a glimpse of what came in this year's advance, and I can guarantee you that we are going to solve this question because it is a similar question. In fact, I feel my question was a more difficult one than the one that has appeared in the JEE eventually, and I'll just give you a snapshot of what happened here. This is a particular question that came in this year's JEE. This was paper number 2, question number 8. The only, see, in my question, probably it was more difficult because the object was moving at an angle. Here, the object is moving straight away. And again, the mirror, as you can see, does not move. The mirror is stationary. The only difference is that in my case, the mirror was a plane mirror. In this case, the mirror is a concave one. Obviously, we have not started concave mirror. And that is why we cannot solve this question right now. Remember, in this year's JEE, as I told in my lectures also, optics had a very good share. There were questions from wave optics. There were 3, no, if I count them all, there were 8 questions from 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 questions from optics. 1 from wave. 6 from ray. 6. Now the other point is 4 question came in matrix match type. Simple ones, very simple ones. This one is probably the toughest of all. No, the other one, probably the slab one, was, no, there were 8 questions actually. I forgot one where there was multiple reflection. There were 8 questions. There were 8 questions in this year's JEE. 8 questions from optics. We'll be solving this one. Don't worry, we'll come back to this. But The point that I wanted to make here is this is the mirror that we have not done. And I hope you know what type of mirror is this known as. Yes or no?
Concave.
Concave mirror. That is absolutely correct, my dear friends. So, what we got to do is we got to find out what happens when the mirror becomes like with instead of this, it becomes like this. We call them spherical mirrors. Do you know this, beta? We call them spherical mirrors. Do you know this?
Yes, sir.
That is the next heading that we are going to do, which is known as spherical mirror. So let us now get our attentions into the next topic, which is spherical mirrors. I'll give you a minute to go through everything that we have discussed in plane mirrors, because from where I see, plane mirrors has been done, completed, done and dusted. We move on to spherical mirrors. If anyone has any doubts in plane mirrors, this is the time that you raise them. Anything that we have done up till now, till spherical mirrors, till the last question, you can ask your doubts now. Else, I will move ahead in life. The only thing that you can do in life is to move ahead, learning from what you have learned.
Sir,
Yes.
do some more questions on plane mirror.
You want to do some more questions on plane mirror? I think we have done enough on that front. We don't have to do any much, because these are the type of question that normally come. The other type of question that come are basically more on geometry, and I don't know how good is your geometry. I don't know how good is your geometry, and that is why I have not taken them, because if you want, I can take them, because
Take,
they will be based on geometry, more on geometry.
take some more questions.
Okay, so I'll take one more question. Based on geometry, I'll take that, not a problem. Let's see if you can do this one then. Let me check it out. Where it is there? Where is that? I'll take one more if you want. Remember, we don't expect more questions from plane mirror. Whatever questions we expect, I have already done them. But if you want more, I can give one more if you want here. So let us see if you can do this one. And the question comes like this. Similar question came in this year's JEE Advance. Okay, what I'll do is it is a long question. If I start solving it, it will take the entire class, and that is why I just avoided it, because I did not want to waste one class on one question. So I avoided it. But the question was of similar nature. That's why I'm taking up this one. Two plane mirrors P and Q are aligned parallel to each other as shown in the figure. A ray of light is incident at an angle theta at a point just outside one end of A. As you can see here, this is where the incident ray strikes at this point at an angle theta. The plane of incidence coincides with the plane of the figure. The maximum number of times the ray undergoes reflection, including the first one, before it emerges out. This based more on geometry rather than anything else. So I'll give you a minute to think about this one and tell me how you can do this. I hope everyone is trying, yes or no? Okay, let's see. Remember, the name of this chapter is Geometrical Optics. So it's all about geometry that we see in this chapter. If you're good in geometry, well, you should be able to solve the question. Let's see who gives me the answer for this one. Yes. Anyone got any answer? I am waiting patiently for your answers. As I told you, it's all about geometry, and I don't know how much do you remember in geometry. Okay, anyone with an answer? Anyone with an answer? No one? A. I have an answer. Abhiram has given me an answer. Well done, beta. It doesn't matter whether the answer is correct or not. What matters is that you are trying. A is the answer. Anyone got A? Abhiram,
By
well
d
done.
tan theta.
Yes?
L by d tan theta.
L by d tan theta. A, B, C, D. Tell me the options. A, B, C, D.
A.
A, that is correct. Well done. Well done. Abhiram has got the answer. You have also got the answer. That is really great. Well done. What about the others? I'm impressed that you could do this. So we'll solve one more question. Or two more questions or three more questions. Not a problem. So for the rest of the students, let us solve this question. And to solve this question, I have a bigger diagram. I hope you can see this bigger diagram. I can make it more bigger if you want. Yes, it looks bigger now. So basically, I have to find out how many reflections it is going to take. Can anyone help me? Whosoever has solved the question, if you can help me, I'm very bad at solving question. I don't know how to solve them. So can you help me out in telling me how are we going to solve this question? So what I have drawn here is a diagram. As you can see, L is the total length of the mirrors, both are same, and D is the distance between them. And I just drawn the diagram and I just shown one reflection, and this X is the horizontal distance for one reflection. That is very simple. Now, can anyone help me in solving this problem? If you have drawn this diagram correctly, I think you have done the problem. That's it. Yes.
X by D equals to tan theta.
Yes, first of all, you have to understand that this theta is the angle of incidence, and this theta is the angle of reflection. Both theta are same because angle of incidence and angle of reflection are same. Then you can simply write what is the value of this tan theta. Yes, someone was telling me what is the value of this tan theta, beta.
X by D.
Tan theta is x by d. That is correct. From here, what I can do is I can find out the value of x. So my x becomes d times tan theta, but that does not solve my problem. I only got the value of x. I had to find out how many reflections it is going to take place. When one reflection, my dear friends, in one reflection, it is traveling a horizontal distance of x.
L by X. D by X.
L by x. If the number of reflections are n, and I hope everyone understand this. If the number of reflections are n, then what will happen? If the number of reflections are n, then what will happen, my dear friends, is n times of x must be equal to L. I hope all of you understand this green point. Yes or no? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
That's it. If you understand this, then the rest of the question is a mere cakewalk. My n becomes L by x, and that gives us the answer of the question that we are looking at. L by x, if I just take you to the options, L by x, so L by tan theta, and the option that you are going to get, my dear friends, is option number A. Option number A. I just color it nicely so that it looks good. That is the answer, and we have solved it very simply just by drawing the diagram, nothing else. Do we all understand this, beta? I hope yes, and I hope you could have solved this question, and well done. That has given me confidence to move ahead. I hope everyone has noted this down. So anyone tell me, have you noted this down? Bacha. Then I'll move on to the next one. And we'll
No,
solve.
Sir.
no, sir.
No, sir. Then, sir. Not, sir. I hope you can see this on the screen, sir. I hope you can see this on the screen, sir.
Sir, please scroll the slide up.
I hope you can see it now. I just wanted to show you that option. That is the reason that it had gone up. I hope it's okay now. Okay, so you can note it down. Tan theta is x by d. Once you have drawn the diagram, it is very simple for you to understand that tan theta is x by d. The number of reflections are n times x, which is the distance, horizontal distance. N times x will be equal to the total length L, and that is how you end up with the answer.
Answer.
Done, sir? Everyone, sir? The girls have not done this, probably. Anyone has any problems, you can ask me in this time while girls are noting it down. Okay. Shall I move ahead? Okay. Then this problem comes into the picture. I shall call it question number 4. I don't know whether it's correct or not. Numbering. I'm not good at numbering. This is the next question, and as you can see, you have a plane mirror. You have the velocity of the plane mirror. Some angles are given. 30 degrees, 60 degrees. You have to find out the velocity of for velocity of image with respect to ground. I put the vector sign, so you have to tell me both the x components and the y components, and I patiently wait for your answers here on this one. Let us see who can do this question correctly and fast. That is the task to you right now. Yes, beta. Anyone can tell me. It's so silent. I hope everything is fine. With this question. Everyone looks so sad, so quiet. Why? Is it such a difficult one to answer? From where I see, it's a pretty straightforward question. No one? No one with an answer? I've got online students with Jagdish, Jaya Shankar, Abhiram. Can we get the answer, beta? Hmm. Silence. Whew. Is it such a difficult question? No, it's not. No, it's not. Difficulty is all in our heads, my dear friend. If you can solve that difficulty in your head, you, you should be doing quite nicely. Difficulty is only on your head, beta. Nothing else. If you can solve that difficulty in your head, remember there is nothing that we have not done.
Minus 10 root 3, sir.
Which component you are saying, bacha? X component, Y component, or the entire thing? Because entire thing has to have some X and Y components, no beta?
X components.
X component. What about the Y component?
Zeros.
Y component 0? No beta. That is not correct. You also know it's not correct.
I component minus I plus 10 root 3. Sir,
Yes.
I component is minus I minus 10 root 3.
Okay, what about the okay,
minus 5 root 3 plus 5.
x component is minus 5 root 3 plus 5. It is minus 5 root 3 minus 5.
Minus 5 root 3 plus 5 j component.
Okay, I think everyone got confused. Anyways, let us solve it here.
Minus 10 root 3 I cap minus 15 root 3 by 2 j cap.
Okay, well tried, everyone. Let us solve this question here itself. Let us talk about this component. How much is this component of the object with respect to ground? How much is this component? Remember, this one is 10 and this is 60. Can you tell me the x component here, beta?
5
10 cos 60. Cos 60 is half.
by 2.
So 10 by 2, this will be 5. I hope everyone understands this. This is 5.
Sir.
Then I can understand this component. This will be 5 times root 3. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So I got these two components. As soon as I get this component, I can say what is velocity of image with respect to ground ka y component. What is velocity of image with respect to ground ka y component, my dear friends?
I root 3.
5 root 3. That is correct. So that lands me with the first part of the question, velocity of image with respect to ground. Do we understand this? Everyone, I got the first part. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. Okay. Now let us move on and solve the next component. To get the next component, let us do the other thing as well. Let us find out this green hull. This green hull, this is 5 and this is 30. So now we can calculate the green hull, this component. How much is this component? Which is velocity of mirror with respect to ground ka x component. 5, 30. So how much is this? Green one, x component. It will be 5 cos 30. Yes or no?
5 root 3 by 2.
5 root 3 by 2. 5 root 3 by 2. And the other component will be 5 sine 30. It would be 5 by 2. Do we all understand this? Yes or no? I've just resolved the velocity and I've done nothing wrong. Now I will move on to the green components. So velocity of image with respect to ground ka x component we are talking about, and you must remember it is 2 times velocity of mirror with respect to ground ka x component minus velocity of object with respect to ground ka x component. We have used this formula many times now. Can you tell me the answer? This velocity, oops, I colored it wrongly. This velocity of mirror with respect to ground, the x component, and velocity of object with respect to ground, ka x component. Can you tell me if I put the values, what will happen? Velocity of mirror with respect to ground, ka x component is here in green. Velocity of object with respect to x ka component is here in pink. Anyone is here? Right in front of your eyes.
Minus 5 root 3 minus 5.
Yes, so we just put the values here, my dear friends. 2 times. Velocity of mirror with respect to ground is like this. So I will write it as minus 5 root 3 by 2. Left is negative. Minus velocity of object with respect to ground is like this. So I'll write it as plus 5. So my answer will be minus 5 taken common, 1 plus root 3. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone in the blue. It is very simple. Now I can just put the values here and get the answer for this one. Velocity of image with respect to ground, my dear friends, will be minus 5 times 1 plus root 3 times I plus 5 root 3 times J. And that is the final answer that we were searching for. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes. Anyone has any doubts? Please raise it now. Understood. What about the other students in the online class? Jagdish, Jayashankar, are we there in the class? Jagdish understood this. I hope Jaya is also there. He has also understood this. What about the students in my offline class? Are we there on the same boat? Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
why VIG does not change?
Why?
VIG does not change.
VIG does not change. We have already seen that. That was last class. The only component that changes in this case is the x1. Parallel component to the plane of the mirror. This is the only component which is perpendicular to the mirror. That is the only component that is going to change. The parallel component does not change. No, it does not change. If the mirror is like this, let me, let me, let let me get you here. If this is your mirror, okay, and this is your object, it's they are moving. Only this component changes. This component and this component remain same. This is your mirror. As you can see, something reflecting on your mirror, and your object is like this. Along this axis or along this axis, nothing changes. Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Only the perpendicular component changes, my dear friends. Nothing else can change. Do we understand this?
Sir.
Have you noted it down? What we had done? Have you noted down the thing? Can you move ahead in life? Move ahead to the next question then. Everyone has noted down the previous one? Yes or no? Only the perpendicular component changes. The parallel component does not change. We have written down, we have noted it down very clearly. I hope we know this. Now I come to this question number 5, if I may call it. A ray reflected successively from two mirrors inclined at a certain angle undergoes a deviation of 300 degrees. Ooh, what are the number of images that are observable? 10, 11, 12, 13. A ray reflected successively from two plane mirrors inclined at a certain angle undergoes a deviation of 300 degrees. What are the number of images that are observable? Now, To solve this question, what we are going to do is just note down this important point, and I'll give you that important point here just now. You'll note down this point. I probably thought that you can do it geometrically, but you can note down this point. What is the point? The heading of the point is deviation by two mirrors. If I have two mirrors, what is the deviation caused by two mirrors? We have noted this down. If there is one plane mirror, how much does the ray deviate? We have seen this diagram. This diagram which is there in box number 1. Have you seen this diagram? Yes or no? The yellow box. The deviation caused by one plane mirror. Have you seen this? Have you noted this down? Yes or no? Class, do we remember this? That we have noted this down? Deviation caused by one mirror. No one
Yes,
seems
sir.
to remember. We remember it better because I'm going back to find out where I had noted this down. Do we remember this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so diagram number 1 is what we remember. That is the deviation caused by one mirror. The deviation caused by one mirror is 180 minus 2i, where I is the angle of incidence. Now, if I have two mirrors which are inclined by an angle theta, and as you can see, this is the incident ray and this one is the reflected ray. You may not draw the diagram at all. Diagram is not important. What is important is the result. What is the deviation caused by this? And the deviation caused by this is given by this formula. Remember this formula. The deviation in this case is 360 minus 2 times theta. 360 minus 2 times theta, where theta is the angle between the two mirrors. So this is the deviation caused by two mirrors. This is the deviation caused by two mirrors is 360 minus 2 theta. If I talk about the deviation caused by one mirror, the answer is 180 minus 2i. This is the deviation caused by one mirror and the other one is the deviation caused by two mirrors. Do we understand this? Can we note this point down? Yes or no? No, yes.
Sir, answer 12.
11, sir.
Now the rush is for the answer. Have you noted down this concept? That was my question. The answer is 11. Have you noted down this concept, bacha? Are? Have we noted it down? Deviation caused by one mirror is 180 minus 2i. Deviation caused by two mirror is 360 minus 2 theta. Remember, as I always tell, any exam, whether it is JEE or NEET or advanced, JEE and NEET are purely based on your speed. JEE advanced, I always say that 70% speed, 30% is your knowledge. This year's paper, it was 90% speed and 10% of your knowledge. If you could remember simple things, you could have scored very heavily in that exam. If you can remember these simple things, that's why I mark them, I highlight them, and this is how I want you to be present in your copies. You must have highlighters. Highlight them so that they are visible. They're looking good. They are visible so that any question now becomes Pretty simple. Now, if you know this concept,
Done, sir.
then, sir, you can find out the angle between the two mirrors. They produce a deviation of 300 degrees. Do we see, my dear friends? The two mirrors produce a deviation of 300 degrees. From here, you can find out what is the angle between the two mirrors. What is the angle between two mirrors? Now you can find out straight away. What is the angle, my dear friends? I can find out the value of theta from here. The angle between two mirrors, 2 theta will be equal to 360 minus deviation. Deviation is given as 300 degrees. From here, you can calculate the value of theta, which is the angle between the two mirrors, and that is coming as 60 degrees. Am I? Oh, why? Why this cola very D? Why this become theta D?
11, sir.
11, sir. Your answer has changed, sir. Why, sir? Your answer has changed, sir. Why, sir? So now I have 2 theta is 360 minus 300 for those who have not noted it down. So my angle of incidence becomes 30 degrees. Now I apply the concept of number of images found by the mirror, and I had given you this in the table. Yes or no? 360 divided by 30 is an even number. 12. 360 divided by 30 is an even number. When it is even, you don't have to worry. It is m minus 1 or n minus 1, whatever that was. I forgot what was n and what was n.
Sir,
12 minus
11,
1.
sir.
11, sir. That is the answer, sir. Everyone got it, sir? Yes or no, sir? Can I have some raised hands, sir? Oh, I can see your raised hands. I am not omnipresent now. I mean, my powers have decreased. I'm only omni-seeable. You can all see me at the same time. I'm not omnipresent because I can't see you. Something wrong with my powers. It's not working. 30 is theta. That is correct, Abhiram. So once you understand this, everything becomes simpler. Now is the time that I give you a glimpse of the question that eventually came in the JEE Advanced. I told you many questions came in the JEE Advanced. So I give you a glimpse of this question, and I hope that with plane geometry, you should be able to solve this one. And if you could solve this one, I would be more than happy. This is plane geometry. It has got nothing to do with reflections as such. This is plane geometry. So I'll give you this question as an exercise. I'll give you this question as an exercise. I'll have to fit it because it has got many options, so it's not fitting. Let me fit it. It's got many options, so it does not fit the criteria. Let me see if I can make it fit. I should be. So that is how the question was. It comes on your screen now. That is the question from JEE Advanced, paper number 1, question number 12. Multiple options, which are the most difficult ones to solve in any JEE. This is the most difficult one to solve. There are multiple option ones. 3 plane mirrors form an equilateral triangle of side L. There is a small hole, as you can see. This is your hole. There is a small order distance of small l from one of the corners as shown in the figure. A ray of light passes through that hole at an angle theta. You can see this angle theta. And can only come out through that small hole. The cross section of the mirror configuration and the ray of light lie in the same plane. See, same language, same plane. We solve that angle, multiple reflections. This is multiple reflections. But again, question is somewhat difficult. If you can draw the diagram, you will get the answer, my dear friends. Which of the following statements are correct? A, B, C, D. There are 4 options given. Question number 12. JEE Advanced, paper number 1, 2022. You can download the paper, or I'll put the paper in your group. I'm not there. I'm there in your group. So I'll put the paper in your group. You can see this question and try to solve if you can. Okay. Remember, if you do simple things in life, you will be able to solve the most difficult questions. So this is the question. Let's see. I'll see you in the next class. In this class, we have covered and we have finished plane mirrors. We have done enough number of questions. In the next class, we will be starting with curved mirrors, or what you call spherical mirrors.
Sir, can you show once again?
You want to draw the diagram? Yeah, I'll put the paper in your. Acha, you can't see it, and okay, okay, that would be okay. I'll put that paper in your group, but that is of no use because you can't see the group. So this is a simple question. Again, you can't note down the entire question because it is too big. So it's just a question that what happens after multiple reflection, will it come out or not? So you can't note down the entire question. It will be too big for you to note it down. Remember, solving the question is not important. Understanding what type of questions are coming is important. And understanding how to do it is important. Not you may not solve the actual options of the question. You just have to look at what is going to happen and how it is going to get reflected. It can have multiple reflection, one reflection, two reflection, three reflection, after how many reflection it can come out and all those things. Okay, so I see you in the next class. In the next class, we will be discussing about curved mirrors or spherical mirrors. Yes, tell me, beta.
Can you give more questions as homework, sir?
I will give more questions as homework. The only thing is, how do I give it? If I just show them, that will be not good. I will send you some sheets in the mail, and probably you will get them as homework. Okay, will that do? I'll do that. Okay, I think you would have got some notes or not? Yes or no? No. Okay, I will send some questions for you to try at home. Okay, chalo. I'll send some questions on plane mirrors. You try them, and I hope you can do justice to what we have learned in the class. I'll see you tomorrow, and we will be discussing spherical mirrors in the class. Take care and have a nice day. I hope we have understood up till here in plane mirrors. This is probably the most difficult question in plane mirrors that they have made. Difficult just because it is multiple reflections, nothing else. And this question is to be solved not by physics. This is plane geometry. This is maths. From where it goes to how it goes. It's as simple as that. So this is not reflection. There is nothing of reflection. This is geometry. This is a question of maths, not a question of physics as such. Okay. Remember, the name of the chapter is Geometrical Optics, and it's all about geometry. I'll see you in the next class, and I hope to see you in good spirits. We'll be solving more questions on spherical mirrors. We'll be starting with spherical mirrors. Remember, the more the number of things that you can recollect in your head, the better it is going to be for you. See you in the next class. Take care. Have a nice day.
Sir.
Bye bye.